The other day, I was minding my own business when all of a sudden some number texts me out of the blue.
One of your friends said you were a good worker. Would you be interested in this job opportunity?
At first, I was hopeful this was actually a real job offer, but after doing some research on vector marketing, I quickly realized they were a scam. A multi-level marketing scam, to be exact. Just before I chewed out my friend for giving out my shit and got ready to delete the number, I had a brilliant idea. You see, I just watched this TED Talk by James Veitch where he, fucked with some Nigerian scammer. So I decided to hatch my own plan. I was going to take these idiots for a ride by being the worst interviewee ever. But how? What persona could I create to instantly make them dislike me and make them miserable? Is there a community I can draw from that is so hated, so controversial, so grotesque that it drives people mad just thinking about them? The answer was simple. It was right in front of me. Furries.
I did not have sexual relations with that
dog. So I got to researching and I soon realized I needed to make a fursona. Even though I'm absolute ass at art, I decided to draw one. It went about as horribly as you'd expect. Ta-da! You like it? I had to draw this horror before you, so you better. Okay, the voice was a bit much, but can you tell what it is? I'll let you guess. It's pretty easy. Yep, that's exactly right. It's an American cheetah. They went extinct around 10,000 years ago, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I chose this because A, it's a creature that hasn't been drawn very much. B, it's, flashy, but not too flashy and garish. I'm looking at you, Sparkle Dogs. And C, I'm a pretentious fuck who likes to lord his knowledge over others. It's perfect. I realized I needed to use 3 to 4 different frames of this character to make it look like it's talking, so it's to really enhance the viewing experience. Think of this video as some kind of Storytime channel video, except this one actually tells a good story and isn't about dumb high school drama. Back to business. I responded to the text.
Hi again, Con. Good news. So my manager wants to invite you to come by to get more information about the positions. If it's a good fit, you may be able to start work within the week. How soon are you available to come in for a brief interview?
I did some research, and I must say, I'm impressed. I'm in 100%. The only problem is, I'm only available from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. this week. Can I come in for an interview then?
Turns out I can get you in either Monday, July 30th at 11:45 a.m. or Monday, July 30th at 3:15 p.m.
I'll have to see. I think I could do the 3:15 appointment, though I'll have to tell my commissioners that their porn won't be done until later because of this. But it'll be fine.
Just reply here when you're able to confirm.
Okay, I can confirm. Put me down for 3:15. As an entrepreneur myself, I have some great ideas for this business. Why stop at knives? I have a forge in my backyard, and I'm sure with a little time and effort, we can really start breaking into the katana market. Also, as you've probably noticed, I'm an artist who's open to commissions, so if you're interested in commissions, please feel free to contact me. Here's some of my work if you're interested.
Porn 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 porn. Porn 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 porn.
Okay, great. I have you confirmed for Monday, July 30th at 3:15 p.m.
I didn't think I would actually get this far. After all, I had sent my interviewer literal Pokemon porn. So I decided to test my luck in the interview. I arrived 30 minutes late. Oh, obviously in the right place. See. But not to worry, they rescheduled me. About 2 hours later, I come in, and it's just me and this one other girl. I noticed that they seemed to be targeting minorities, as I was the only white person in the whole building. It was kind of sickening to think that this company would be preying upon the poorest part of a community in the poorest area of town. When I was walked in, they were playing some, like, top 40 pop music, obviously trying to be, hip with the kiddos. They told me about the interview. The interview was going to be in 3 parts. There was 2 one-on-one sessions and 1 group session. The Cutco employees made it seem like it was this kind of competitive interview with only a select few making it in, but being as there were only 2 people there, it was very easy to see through the ruse in their script. I tested the waters a little bit during part 1. My mom really wants me to do this, and I don't know if I can go home without saying yes is the issue. Or trying to, I don't know. I'm just very confused at the moment.
Alright, I saw here that you marked that this experience could not benefit you in the future.
I don't know. My problem is that I'm already making tons of money off of like commissions, and I have tons of money in Bitcoin right now, and that's going on the up and up, and I want, from a financial standpoint, I don't need the money, but on the same part, I also kind of want the experience. I don't know. Part 2 was a group meeting. The 2 of us walked into a room, and for some reason, they were playing an episode of The Office. Pretty ironic, considering that The Office satirizes soulless corporations, and a soulless corporation was the one putting it on. But I'm guessing it was just another one of those fellow kids things where, since everyone has seen The Office nowadays, but it was just so awkward and weird. We were given sheets to take notes on and write down our questions, and a quiz to do on the video that he was about to show us, so we can make sure that we were paying attention. The dude reads out more of a script, and then we get to this presentation. He puts on a half-hour-long video of people just straight up just jerking off to Cutco. I make so much money, it's great. Cutco changed my life. Cutco had my baby. It was cult-like. I was getting some serious Jonestown vibes. I was like half expecting them to break out the Kool-Aid, or, Flavor Aid for all you sticklers. I know someone's gonna bring that up. The gentleman continued with the script, cutting in half a penny. The genius that I am, I dropped a knowledge bomb on him about copper content. You want pre-1984 or post? Because there's a difference.
Doesn't matter, thank you.
Because one has more zinc, the other one doesn't, so I'm assuming the one that has more copper is probably going to be easier to cut through.
Yeah, that's super. I'm fine with this one.
Yeah. He then cut some rope. Now, someone on Reddit said to point out that the Cutco blade was serrated while the other one was not, because it made a difference when you're actually cutting stuff.
We do different cutting demonstrations with our customers. So this is a typical knife bought in any store like Walmart, Dollar Tree, Target, anything like that. Now, can you help me in this part, Alexandra? Awesome. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Oh, left-handed.
Alright, so from the far end, you're going to try to cut the rope, and if you can, just keep going back and forth. I'm going to hold it tight here for you. Alright, just keep going back and forth then. Awesome. Now, we're going to do the same thing with our knife. With the far end, you're going to try to cut it once, and if not, a lot easier, right? Definitely. So, why do you think we let the customers do all the cutting? Yeah, definitely, right? It's important that they can experience it first-handed instead of me trying to trick them or do something like that.
That blade's serrated versus that blade.
We can do the same thing with the serrated edge. This is very serrated. Usually the only difference is that, yeah, with the serrated edge it's a little bit easier, but you can see now. That's right. With the far end. Yeah, that's the difference, that It's actually a little bit easier than the straight edge. The difference is that with the straight edge, it's a clean cut, as you can see, versus with the serrated edge, it breaks all apart. Now, with our double D edge, even though it's serrated, it cuts pretty clean.
Note, it's fucking rope. There's no difference between the cuts. You know, as a Boy Scout, I know that if you cut natural rope, like the one he was using, it's going to fray, no matter what you do. It's stupid to think that one's knife is going to cut the rope and fray it less than the other, and it's not like you can't just fix it by whipping it. Not to mention the fact that the rope is a horrible way to assess kitchen knives for cutting meat. Cutting rope is not like cutting meat. I should know, I used to cut meat for a living. The representative then went on to discuss marketing practices.
After seeing this, what do you think we choose not to sell them or market them in any store right next to any other pair of scissors?
It's more profitable to do it not in stores. You don't have to work with a distributor.
Alright, so basically the reason is because since they're high quality, they're obviously more expensive, and if we put them in any store right next to any other pair of scissors, people won't be able to see that they're unique and that they're special. People will only see the price, and since obviously they're a lot more expensive, they will just get the cheaper one and get on with it. By doing any home appointment, I can demonstrate and do all the cutting in front of them so they can see it firsthand. Does that make sense? Awesome.
I mean, kind of. I mean, my thing is like, there's a market for, isn't there a market for like specialty products? Like, I know that you have like Whole Foods and stuff like that. It kind of makes a little bit it seems a little bit intrusive to try to go into a customer's home and rather than trying to put it to a store. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, you know, it seems like that's kind of a cop out. Is what I'm saying. I'm not. That's just my opinion on it, but that seems a little bit strange.
Kind of a what? I'm sorry?
Well, it's kind of a cop-out. What I'm saying is that, like, you have, generally at any store, when you're talking about people, you have people who will go for the most expensive thing as well. I mean, if you go to, like, Costco or anything like that, it's not that everyone's going to buy the cheapest thing available. People also like quality.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
alright, so, if you have any other questions, please write them down, and I'll be more than happy to discuss it personally with you. But definitely, what my point was, is that not only the price is a factor, that they won't be able to see that they're unique. They won't be able to see what they're capable of doing. So if we just put them in a store, but by showing the product and what it's capable of, people can actually see what it can do in the quality. Now the other way I could do this is through an infomercial. But would you guys believe in the same way if I'd done this in an infomercial? Not really, right? So
This is just bullshit. As I said before, I worked in a higher-end supermarket's meat department in a high-class suburb, and there were countless times where people would come in and just say, I want the most expensive piece of meat you have here. The public generally assumes that high price is equal to high quality. To say that everyone goes for the cheaper option is just stupid. What Cutco's really doing is milking extra money out of their products by underpaying their workers.
Now the base pay varies depending on office location. So let's say the base pay is $15 per appointment, and we advertise it as base per appointment so people know it's not an hourly rate. When a representative does 10 appointments, they make $150. 30 appointments, $450, 5 appointments, $75, and so on and so forth. Every time.
It's about $18 per appointment. Notice how they emphasize per appointment. That's different from other MLMs that make you pay for the product and then have you sell it for menial profit. They used to do that, but they decided to change. Whether this was because of a lawsuit or something else, I don't know. But one thing I do know is Vector is never short on lawsuits. There's been several class action lawsuits according to classactionlawsuit.org, and a quick Wikipedia check shows that California and Wisconsin have gotten legally involved against them. Perhaps most damning was that in 1990, Arizona Attorney General Robert K. Corbin sued Vector and won. Regardless, the shady part of this is that you don't get paid for the time setting up an appointment. Any receptionist will tell you that scheduling takes up a ton of the time. The majority of your time if you quote-unquote worked for Vector. Appointments can last more than an hour, and if they do, you're just kind of shit out of luck. Now, it was time for part 3. They congratulated all 2 of us for passing part 2. In the 3rd round, we would go over the sheet we were given. I was to go first, probably because they wanted me gone. basically, if you didn't answer exactly how they wanted you to, there was an issue. I'm a smartass, so I decided to fuck with them a bit.
I mean, I tried to write down as many. I didn't really have the problem is I don't have a lot of friends. Like I don't know. I got a lot of friends online. A lot of people I met through social media. So I can't really give you phone numbers. I don't know these people's phone numbers or really their actual names. So I couldn't get you anything with that. I apologize, but
No worries. Like I mentioned, this part does not influence my decision today, so you don't have to worry about that.
This poor dude. He was frantically looking through his script, trying to find the stock response he had to give. I also called them out on the whole "we don't sell through Amazon because we're too good for that" spiel.
yeah.
Was it all pretty clear?
It was pretty clear. My biggest thing is like you were talking about you didn't want to sell it in stores like that because it was so unique, but like nowadays, I mean, I kind of had my stuff. Like I said, I've talked about this stuff all the time. I draw porn online. That's what I do for a living, basically. And like, why can't you just sell it on like Amazon or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to me. As an analytical person, it kind of makes it's kind of strange that you're trying to do this face to face. I understand you're trying to do like this like customer service thing, but at the same time, people will pay good money for good products. My issue is, if you know, I don't know. Well, my issue is kind of like it kind of seems like a bit of a marketing tactic to try to get people in. You know what I mean?
Well, we are a marketing firm, so that's pretty much.
Well, yeah, that was my other thing. Why is vector marketing different from Cutco? I mean, I know the Cutco is a product, but is Cutco? I was looking at this. Cutco has been going back since the 1890s, but vector marketing started in the 1980s.
Well, actually, Cutco started in 1949.
1949.
So yeah, the Cutco is in charge of handling the products, performing the best products, making sure that they're the best.
Yeah.
Now, Vector, there's many companies that are owned by larger corporations. Vector is no different. Vector marketing is in charge of marketing and selling the products of Cutco. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Now, with your argument about selling online, yeah, that's true. It's some of the most popular stuff right now online. It's feeding retail stores. So that's why we actually have a virtual appointment also, where people can just watch our sitting from their house, selecting whichever piece they want. Now,
And to wrap it all up, I gave the worst "you should hire me" speech in the history of mankind.
Alright, as you saw, there's a couple of people applying with us today. We also have like 5 interviews running on each day. So why do you feel that you should be accepted?
I mean, I work hard, you know. I try to. When I set my mind to something, I try to do it. I mean, that's the same thing with my art. I sell a lot of art to a lot of people, and like, I feel like if I can take that experience from here and kind of put it from like, you know, selling my furry art and then put it into like real life experience, or like take my real life experience and put it into that, I can make more money doing that, or make more. I don't know. I'm trying to. Honestly, I don't know why you should pick me today. I'm kind of wishy-washy, if you know what I mean.
I'm sorry?
I'm kind of wishy-washy on like trying to figure out.
I don't know of any company that would even consider hiring me after that bullshit. They thank me for my time and they kicked me out. They call me to say if I got the job, but I wasn't gonna answer if they did. I got some calls from some 800 numbers, but I didn't pick them up, so I have no clue if they actually wanted to get back to me. I hope they did, because that means that they aren't harassing some other poor sod who doesn't know of their shitty business practices. You know, I'd never do anything but waste this shitty corporation's time, and you should too. To be fair, there's larger conglomerates that are doing much worse than Cutco, but MLMs like Vector, like Amway, like LuLaRoe, they prey upon poor, unemployed, and underemployed Americans. The working class doesn't see much of this money made from home, it just goes straight to the top. That's why it's called a pyramid scheme. It's shitty, and I hope this video shows you how fucking stupid they are. Any company that is desperate enough to openly consider hiring someone who sent them a picture of Lucario's asshole is not a company I want anything to do with. Well, unless that company is for affinity.